What's up, guys? Michael here at Highway 42 Auto Service. Hope everyone's having a good day. I got 2013 Ford Expedition EL Limited with the 5.4 V8. We got a roaring noise in the front right. Took a look at it. It sounds like it's a wheel bearing. I'm pretty sure it is a wheel bearing, so I figured I'd bring you guys with me. We're going to do both of them because we like to do them in pairs. Really, I like to do all of them, but I don't want to do the rear ones. The rear ones sound perfectly fine. So most customers don't opt for it, so they sometimes don't even go for both in pairs. I just like to do it. See, I feel like we have less callbacks in the couple months after for something that could have been avoided. So let's get at it. So overall, it's pretty straightforward. You gotta take the caliper off and the holder for the caliper, the bracket. You gotta disconnect the little lines that run on, disconnect the wheel sensor, and basically knock your rotor off. Be careful, we're not replacing these. They are rusted, but they're pretty smooth. Pad life on it's pretty good, so I'll take you guys with me. It shouldn't be too hard. The biggest thing is having a nut tray to keep your loose bolts and nuts. You don't want to lose them. They're hard to find half the time, and it's not worth the headache. Just keep a nut tray with you, and when you take something off, put it in there. I even put the sockets in there just so I don't lose them. So the caliper bracket is a 21. Yep, 21. So you're gonna need a pretty good sized wrench. I gotta get my big wrench. I'm gonna use a 21 deep just to get it away from the hub a little bit. They're gonna be on there tight, probably. These were. You could take them off with an impact, but I like to start them first. I like to break them loose by hand. And most of the time you can't get a impact in there unless you're using a smaller one. And the only reason I like to break them by hand is because I've seen where they're corroded and really crusty, and they break. And you strip them. You don't have an electric impact that's got some mass in it. Wonky M18. Probably one of the better ones to get. There's other brands. I'm not a brand whore. I just used it long enough. We've enjoyed using it. Have no problems. Nothing negative to say about it. I mean, you're going to spend money either way in this trade. As a home gamer, you might as well spend a little bit more and get something that's going to last you a little bit longer. We use that thing every day, and we've had it for about 6 months, 8 months. Make sure this is a dead blow and it's rubber. If you don't use a dead blow and rubber, it'll mar this and you have to get a new one. This doesn't even hurt it, hurts the mallet more. Harbor Freight, it's cheap. Basically, we're trying to knock the rotor off. It's coming, it's just, it's got rust in it. There we go. Alright, so here's our hub. It sounds like it's got a little noise. It's not too bad yet. You got an Allen head. I'm actually going to use my keys. I just got these off the Matco Man. I have the right size. I got metric and standard. These are really cheap. Definitely recommend them. They're something to have. I got sockets, but sometimes it's better to get an Allen key in there if you can. Sometimes. Alright, there you go. I like to break them loose with hand tools usually. Just because I've broken shit before. Go. Micro ratchets. Probably one of the best ratchets I've used so far. Used to have Harbor Freight, flex head. Nah, this thing is amazing. It's worth the money. Big tip, be careful with these sensors. They're very fragile. If it doesn't come out, don't force it because you'll be buying a new one. This one's gonna be a little fun to get off. I already know it. Huh?
That car?
What car?
So I see the black truck there. Took the fuse out of the black truck?
Yeah, well, we were going to, and then you ordered it. I ordered the new one.
Okay. Where's the other trunk? This is the back of the truck.
I was like, oh shit, you leave it in the Lincoln that big truck? I was kind of upset. And just like that. It's not too bad. As you can see, it just has years of rust, and so it sticks in the hub. For the new one, you can clean it up with a wire wheel or whatever you got, just to help with getting the new one back in a little easier. So I got a rough pad. I'm just going to clean up the face. So we don't have much rust here in North Carolina, but it's a good thing to do. It helps slide it in a little bit easier, and it just cleans it off. Gives you a good mating surface. I always put a little lubricant on it, even though I clean it up when I put a new one back in. If you're getting one for this one, it's going to have the sensor with it, at least from parts place we got it from. I prefer to take it out because obviously you could damage it, like I was telling you guys. So I like to take out the sensor so that I don't damage it. If it doesn't come with it, then you got to be really careful. More careful than how I have to be, because at least I have two sensors to choose from. So basically, take a little bit of lube. I can get some out, we're almost out. Basically just lube it up a little bit. And it should go in pretty easily for the most part. If you have to hit it, do not hit it with a metal hammer, use a dead blow, or you will cause damage. Basically destroy your wheel bearing, or could destroy it. There you go. Take your 3 bolts. These aren't rusty, no corrosion. Stick them to the back. Basically, repeat the steps. Make sure everything's tight, torque spec, whatever that is. I'm not going to quote the torque specs, but it's basically how you do a wheel bearing on a 2013 Ford Expedition. These are bolt-on. They also have press-on ones, and I have a tool that I can do the press-on. Don't need it for this one, so kind of a good thing. Press-on ones are a whole lot more difficult than this. Way more labor intensive. Stay tuned. I'll show you guys the other side completed, and a before and after on each hub. That one was way too easy. I'm not complaining though. Normally they're a pain in the butt like the first one. So this vehicle has a power steering leaf on this side, and that is why this thing is coated in grime. I'm actually going to swap out pads. these pads are worth it. They're very cheap. The attachments for a drill, probably the best thing you can get. For cleaning up stuff like that, because you don't want it to be, all dirty and rusty and try to put a new one in there. It's better to clean it. Give it a little bit of lube, clean out anything else that's in there, and then put a little lube in there. Should go right in anyways, but just good practice. I'm gonna get the new one. Got the new one, same thing, gotta basically cut the tie and take the sensor out, put it in. It's just a good habit to do it. You don't have to. I've just had bad luck with these sensors breaking. You could lose, you lose all the profit in a job just by breaking one of these. I mean, it comes with new ones, but let's say you broke the old one by accident too. Now you don't have either sensor, so it's just a good practice, get in the habit of doing it. Another good thing that I think a lot of people fail to talk about is don't rush. There's no reason to rush. If someone's rushing you, tell them that if I rush, I will fail, I will destroy, I won't do the job right. I've had a couple customers that rush me, and all it does is make me go slower, honestly, because once I start rushing, I usually break something, and then the customer doesn't want to pay for it, and they shouldn't, because you shouldn't have broke it. But it's easier just not to rush. Like this vehicle, I need to have done. I should have already had done. But we kind of were behind. There's no rush. It's not worth it. I mean, do it as fast, as comfortably as you can, but don't rush. It's not worth it. See you guys when I'm done.